First is a to b fx dx, that is equal to a to b ft dt. Now what this property says, if you are replacing x by t, the limits are same, the function is same, there will be no effect on the answer there. The answer will be the same. Means we are putting x is equal to t here, there will be no change in the answer. So why this property is called definite integral is independent of change of variable. So wherever in a question there is t there and you want the result in terms of x, you can use this property there, first property. Second property is a to b fx dx is equal to minus b to a fx dx. So now what this property says, if you are interchanging the limits are a to b, but if you are doing b to a, then the sign of the integration will change there. How this property can be used in the question? Because in the question we are getting minus sign and the limits are not from lower to upper, means least to the greatest value, but it is greatest to the least value. For example, say the limits are from 4 to 0 with minus sign, then you can adjust this minus sign by changing the limits, that is from 0 to 4. So this minus sign will be adjusted there because of this property there. Now after this second property, how we can prove this property there? Because this is, say, the antiderivative of fx is equal to fx and the limits a to b there. When you will put upper limit minus lower limit, your answer is this. But when you are taking minus sign outside, what you will get? F of a minus f of b. How this f of a minus f of b can be written? This can be written as, this is upper limit a and this is lower limit. So what is this? B to a fx d. This third property, that is a to b fx dx is equal to a to c fx dx plus c to b fx dx, where this c lies between a and b. Means this a to b limit is split into a to c plus e to b, where this c lies between a and b there. So this integration, definite integration, is divided into two parts there by the result of the limit a to b in a to c plus c to b there. If there are more than one value, this result can be generalized. How this result can be generalized? If there are more than, say, c1, c2, c3, so on, cn, c1 less than c2 less than c3 less than cn less than b there, then how this result can be generalized? A to b fx dx is equal to a to c1 plus c1 to c2 plus c2 to c3 plus so on, and the last cn to b fx dx. fx dx, fx dx, fx dx. So in this way we can generalize this result. How this result can be proved? Now you can see on the right hand side, say the antiderivative of this function is fx and it is from a to c. Again the same antiderivative and it is from c to b. So what you will get? fc minus f of a plus f of b minus f of c. So this c will go out. So this becomes f of b minus f of a. What is this f of b minus f of a? This f of b minus f of a is a to b fx dx, because the result of this antiderivative, say same again fx, is there a to b, so it will be f of b minus f of a. So in this way, this is the third property of the definite integral. a to b fx dx can be separated into a to c plus c to b, where c lies between a to b fx dx, that is equal to a to b f of a plus b minus x dx. Now in this property there, what you will have to do, you will replace x by lower limit plus upper limit minus x. This one means you are putting, say, x equal to, in the proof there, a plus b minus t. You are putting x equal to a plus b minus t there. What you got dx? Dx will be, the constant derivative is 0, this will be 0, minus dt. What will be the limits? If x equal to a, what will be t? That is equal to b. If x equal to b, what will be t? A. So your left hand side becomes b to a f of a plus b minus t. X की जगह पे क्या आ गया? A plus b minus t. And in dx minus dt. Minus sign take outside. Now this minus sign can be adjusted by interchanging the limits by using the property number 2. So this limit becomes a to b f of a plus b minus t dt using P2, second property. So after this, if you are using the property number 1, remember the property number 1, what is this? Property number 1 says that definite integral is independent of the change of variable, so you can replace this t by x and dt by dx, means this can be written as a plus b minus x dx. So this is what we want to prove. 0 to a fx dx, that is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x dx. Now what we will have to do, and this x is replaced by a minus x, means if the limit says 0 to pi by 2, you can replace x by pi by 2 minus x. 0 to pi by 4, you can replace by x by pi by 4 minus x. So how to prove this? Put x equal to a minus t there. So what you will get? Dx is equal to minus dt. If x is equal to 0, lower limit is 0, then what is t? That is a. If x equal to a, upper limit, then t is equal to 0. So what you will get? A to 0, f of, in place of x, a minus t, in place of dx, minus dt, minus sign outside. Again the situation same as before. This minus sign will be adjusted by interchanging the limits. 0 to a, f of a minus t dt, and using which property? Property number 2. And after this, using the property number 1, what you get? You replace t by x, 0 to a, f of a minus x dx. You will write the full property there, whatever is the property, you write directly the first property or the second property, you write the full property there. What was that? Say a to b fx dx is equal to minus b to fx dx. You write the whole property there, not p1 and p2 there. So this is your fifth property, and how this property can be used in the question. For example, say there is given this question. You have to prove this question. You have to find that definite integral. You have to integrate this 0 to pi by 2 sin square x dx. Firstly taken this function integral equal to I. By using this property, you replace x by pi by 2 minus x. What is sin 90 minus x? Cos x. So it will become cos square x. So adding these two, 2i is equal to, the limits are same, 0 to pi by 2. Sin square plus cos square becomes 1 dx. So this integration is easy. Sixth property is 0 to 2a fx dx is equal to 0 to a fx dx plus 0 to a f of 2a minus x dx. Now, how this property can be proved? Now, using the third property, that is split of the limits there, splitting of the limits, 0 to 2 fx dx can be splitted 0 to a fx dx plus a to 2a fx dx, as a lies between 0 and 2a. Now a lies between 0 and 2a, so this 0 to 2a limit can be separated like this, 0 to a plus a to 2a. Now see what we want to prove. This term we need in the proof and this term we don't need. So this term will be replaced by this term. How? So we will have to take this term and making this term equal to this one. So say this integration is say I1. So I1 is equal to a to 2a fx dx. Now we want 2a minus x. So we will take x equal to 2a minus t. But we want in terms of the another variable, you can take that one. So when x equal to 2a minus t put किया जाएगा, तो dx is equal to minus dt because 2a is constant. So the what are the limits? If x equal to a, what will be t? A, 2a minus a. If x equal to 2a, upper limit, then t will be equal to 2a minus a, that is a. 2a minus 2a, that is equal to 0. So what you will get, lower limit a, upper limit is 0, f of x के जगह पे क्या आएगा 2a minus t and dx के जगह पे minus dt, minus sign is taken outside. So this becomes. So now again the situation same becomes. This minus sign will be adjusted how? By interchanging the limits, and after that in the next step this t is replaced by x by using the property number 1. Firstly by using the property number 2, it will become 0 to a f of 2a minus t dt using property number 2, minus sign adjusted, and a to 0 becomes 0 to a. Now in the next one, 0 to a, t की जगह पे क्या आएगा x dx using the property number 1. So this is your property number 6. Now what it says, 7th property, 0 to 2 fx dx. It gives two values, twice 0 to a fx dx and 0. Twice 0 to fx dx if f of 2a minus x equal to fx, and 0 if f of 2a minus x equal to minus of fx. Now this property you can prove easily. Firstly, proving this sixth property is 0 to 2a fx dx is equal to 0 to a fx dx plus 0 to a f of 2a minus x. Firstly, we will have to prove this one. After reaching this, when f of 2a minus x equal to fx, यहाँ पे अगर हम fx रख दें, then these two terms become same. They will become twice 0 to a fx dx. Now, if f of 2a minus x equal to minus fx, these two terms will have the opposite sign. So they will cut each other. The answer will be minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 fx dx, that is equal to, also it has got two results. One is twice 0 to, oh, I have to write minus a to a, sorry. It becomes twice 0 to a fx dx if f of minus x equal to fx, means the function is even, and it is equal to 0 if f of minus x equal to minus of fx, means the function is odd. So minus a to a fx dx, that is equal to twice 0 to a fx dx if f of minus x equal to fx, means the function is even, and this result is equal to 0 if f of minus x equal to minus fx, means the function is odd. Now how we can prove this property? Minus a to a fx dx can be written as by splitting minus a to 0 plus 0 to a. So now you can see that in the result we want this term, we don't want this term there, so we will have to replace this term there. Say this is, say I1 is there, so I1 is equal to minus a to 0 fx dx. We will take this one. Now put x equal to minus t. What you will get? Dx equal to minus dt, because the limit should be positive. So we are taking x equal to minus t, so why this limit become positive there? So when x equal to minus a, t becomes equal to a. When x equal to 0, t is also equal to 0. So the limits are from a to 0, f of minus t. And what about dx? Minus dt, minus sign taken outside this. Now this minus sign can be adjusted. How? You know that by using the second property, by interchanging the limits. 0 to a, f of minus t dt. This one. Minus sign adjusted, lower limit becomes upper and upper limit becomes lower limit. So using property 2. After this, replacing t by x, because we don't want t, by using property number 1. So 0 to a f of minus x dx plus 0 to a fx dx, after putting the value 5 on here. So now apply the result. If f of minus x equal to fx, अगर ये f of minus x इसके इक्वल हो जाए, fx के इक्वल हो जाए, दोनों सेम हो जाएगी, then the result will be equal to twice 0 to a fx dx. But if this f of minus x equal to minus fx, then this result minus a to a fx dx, the first one was a to b fx dx is equal to a to b ft dt, means definite integral is independent of the change of variable. Second property is a to b fx dx equal to minus b to a fx dx, means if you are interchanging the limits, the sign of the integration will change. Third property is a to b fx dx is split into a to c fx dx plus c to b fx dx, where c lies between a and b. Fourth, also the generalization was there. If there C1, C2, Cn lie between A and B there, then A to C1 plus C1 to B, C2 plus C2 to C3, so on. You can generalize the result. Fourth property is A to B fx dx equal to A to B f of A plus B minus x dx. This is your fourth property. And the fifth property is 0 to a fx dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x dx. Sixth property was 0 to 2a fx dx, that is equal to 0 to a fx dx plus 0 to a f of 2a minus x dx. So now this property used to prove the seventh property. Same, only the making use of this one, we got two results, twice 0 to a fx dx if f of 2a minus x equal to fx, and 0 if f of 2a minus x equal to minus fx. And as same the eighth property, minus a to a fx dx, that is equal to, again the two results, twice 0 to a fx dx if f of minus x equal to fx, means the function is even, and 0 if f of minus x equal to minus fx, means the function is odd. So all these are the properties of the different integral, eight properties of the different integral. I hope you understood the meaning. You understood clearly all these eight. Thank you so much.